This October, let's call to order this October meeting of the Courthouse Square Historic Preservation Commission, and we have no one joining us online. Is that correct? Okay, no audience. Okay, all right. Thank you. Could we look at the agenda, please? We have on it 3 administrative approvals that do not need discussion for signage at Kaleidoscope and Bottle Tree and Charles Walker's Law Office. So staff took care of those. Yes, we need to approve the agenda and then, yes, also the minutes. So do I hear, that's okay. Will you move to approve the agenda? Thank you. And do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? And the agenda is approved. And now for the minutes from our September meeting, do we have any additions or corrections to those good and detailed minutes? Anybody? Move we approve. Second. A motion and second that we approve the September minutes. All in favor? Aye. Those minutes are approved. Thank you. And skipping the administrative approvals, we will go to our COA, the only one for today, which is number 387. And welcome back, gentlemen. Thank you for coming back after we tabled this last month. And it looks like you made a big change really in the sign, and that it's no longer channel lettering and that it is a signboard. So
okay, so as Dorothy mentioned, this is a continuation from our September meeting. The applicant continues to request approval by the commission to install signage at 308 South Lamar Boulevard on the South Lamar, which is the front, and the Tyler, which is the side elevation. Since our previous meeting, the applicant has made several changes to the proposed signage. Rather than the previous channel lettering, the applicant proposes 2 wall signs, which are the same size as the existing signage on the building. They've provided 2 options, which you'll see the first option and the second option below. The second option presents the applicant's usual colors with a 70% intensity instead of 100% on the color. So hopefully you guys are all able to look at that at home, because I know it's hard from far away. The applicant also clarifies in their application that the side sign will be lowered to the same height as this front sign. If you've seen the signage on the building currently, it's kind of like this, and this will kind of unify the line around the building, which is a positive change. The applicant's use of flat signboards is more appropriate than the previously proposed channel lettering, and the lettering is simple as recommended in the guidelines. You know, the color in the second option provided, which features their brand colors, again at that 70% intensity, appears more muted and sufficiently muted in the context of the existing signs in the district. So staff recommended approval of that second option, but the commission may also find the colors in the first option appropriate given the use of a signboard rather than the previous channel lettering. So that's where we landed on a recommendation. I'm sure, would you guys like to present?
Yes.
Okay, come on.
thank you, Kate.
Thank you all for having us back.
Thanks for coming.
I feel a bit unorthodox here, but we did anticipate having 3-dimensional lettering, not a painted flat board. Now, if the painted flat board would be acceptable, we'll go with that. And maybe at a later date, we could come back and better clarify the type of 3-dimensional letters we'd like. If you would like to discuss 3-dimensional letters today, we will. And that's just a lack of clarity on our side.
Okay. And you've got 2 different color proposals. Are you saying which one is your COA, do you have your first choice
Yes.
is the full color?
And what Zach did is the first one are our Pantone colors, and that would be the preference. The second one, he reduced the intensity of the color 70%. To 70% instead of 100%, so it's a 30% reduction. And the big changes we were trying to come to the council with were the size of the sign we reduced by, I don't know, probably 60, 70%. So we tried to reduce the size significantly. We reduced from 4 gooseneck lights to 2 gooseneck lights. Again, there's confusion and we'll take responsibility for it. We did want 3-dimensional letters, but if this is acceptable, we'll go with this.
Okay.
I don't understand, sorry, I was under the impression this was like a new proposal, so I don't understand what the confusion is.
We were not as clear with that proposal as we should have been.
Got it. So, but what are you?
It's not your confusion, it was.
Yeah, I
it's
get you,
what it's
but are
like.
you requesting what it is that you want with this proposal?
We'll come back later. I think what we want to do right now is, like, we'll roll with what you guys approve. When we're talking about 3-dimensional letters, we're not talking about the big, really super deep channel letters. Basically, they're just raised by, an inch or less than an inch, and they're beveled around the edges of it. Some places I've seen they're carved into wood, for example. But we can address that at a later date, and I mean, the fact that we can get colors, on our sign will be fantastic.
We'd be thankful for and would be happy with
Okay.
either of these.
So today we'll,
I just want to make sure I didn't miss something.
No, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, okay.
You didn't.
okay. Today we'll go with the COA as a flat signboard with painted letters, and first we'll discuss the full color without the muted. And commissioners, do you have comments or questions for Kate or the owners?
Personally, I'm not opposed to the full color.
Same.
I like
Same.
Better,
I like the
honestly.
And I think it makes a big difference that you've used a flat sign.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It makes it look like the rest of that road going towards the courthouse.
Okay.
Anything else for us?
No, you just need a motion.
Do we have a motion?
Need a motion to approve the COA with the first option.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Actually, I have further discussion. Did we already approve everything else, like the gooseneck lighting, or does that need to be discussed?
That's a good question. So the existing goose lights on the front are already there. You're proposing 2 goosenecks for the side?
Just for the side, yeah.
Okay, so the motion should include approval for 2 goosenecks on the side.
Okay, and so, Andy, did you make the motion?
I'll amend it to include 2 gooseneck lighting on the side. Some of the light is the same, to be the same, the sign is to be the same level as the sign.
Yes, same elevation.
Yep.
All right, as
Okay,
amended.
and second as amended, and any more discussion?
I have one point of discussion.
Yes, Ben.
We talked last time about the conduit for the lighting for the gooseneck. Will that be run internally, or will that be externally like it is on the front of the building right now?
We'll have to have the electrician evaluate that.
Right now on the front of the building, there's conduit that goes to the gooseneck lights that's on the exterior of the facade. I don't know if there's a preference to maybe relegate that to staff. The preference, I think, would be to have that not exposed on the exterior of the building.
Can we do that and say that that y'all will handle that?
I think so.
Okay. Can you amend that further, Andy?
No, I think we know.
You know you can do it. No amendment necessary.
I don't think so.
Okay, all
Maybe
right.
when the sign permit comes in, since you're getting your COA approval today, the sign permit is the last step. You could maybe talk to the electrician before that.
Figure it out.
Absolutely, because it'll take 5 or 6 weeks. We get the electrician out,
Sure.
hopefully this week,
Okay,
and
Great.
follow up with y'all.
okay.
Anything else from commissioners? And we're ready to vote. All in favor of this proposal, this motion for Andy, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passed. Thank you for coming back
Thank
to
you
us.
so
I
much.
think it's a great improvement, and I see you're already open Good luck.
Come
Thank
have a
you.
burger.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Do we have anything else from staff? Okay.
So this might have been prior to Taylor and Lori Beth joining us, but I came in a couple months ago about our updated surveys. And so we will be taking the updated surveys to the Mayor and Board of Aldermen either at the second meeting this month or the first meeting of November for approval. And at that point, we'll switch over to the updated surveys and start using those. So when you see, you know, when I include the surveys in your packet, it'll be the same exact form. They're just updated. And then we're still working on the map, and we'll keep you guys updated on our progress on that.
Excellent.
Yeah, just for the record, there's not much that changes with the Courthouse Square District. It really matters to the HPC, but
Yeah.
we're doing this as a long process, and we just wanted to keep you informed.
So when they did this survey, they looked at every single building individually, right?
Uh-huh.
So are there any changes that you noticed, like things that we might think are contributing that they previously said were non-contributing? Did they make any difference?
Well, actually, there were a couple of buildings that used to have like a faux mansard, like Two Stick, that's now Julep. And then the law office by Hemline that Jody Maya is moving into, those were both non-contributing before, and because of the removal of those mansards and the restoration of the storefronts there, those are contributing now.
Okay.
So I thought that was positive.
Yeah, and I guess some buildings are just older now. So they're
Yeah,
contributing?
I didn't notice that did happen in the residential districts, but I didn't notice a lot. I mean, our square hasn't changed very much since the last survey,
Okay.
other than smaller changes like that. So I didn't notice anything that like came into prominence as historic on the Courthouse Square, but I could check that for sure.
Well, sure. Then that's fine.
And we're working to get everything put online so that it'll be through this map so that everyone will be able to access it. So you could go click on any building and see the survey and the information and a photo of the building. So.
And also, I saw your email about a course for people like me who cannot read architectural plans.
Yeah, I just wanted to pass that along to y'all. It's not long enough to qualify for MDH training credit since it's pretty short. But the reason I wanted you guys to sign up for that individually is because they're really good about sending recordings after the fact. And the National Alliance of Preservation Commission, I take their stuff all the time. So if you're like at work or you're not, like they'll email you a link to the webinar after the fact.
Okay.
If you can't watch it at time.
And I didn't pay close enough attention, and I replied, would you please sign me up for it? But was I supposed to sign myself
Sign yourself up.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I can do it. I can do it.
I can really do it if you want, but
No, I really can't.
yeah. So, but I do recommend that. I think a lot of times we get a little nervous about like if you don't have a architecture training or anything like that. I hadn't seen a lot offered that is training on how to read plans. So I thought you guys might like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
I've suggested to MDAH that they do that too.
That was good. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, that's it from us.
All right. Thank you all. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.